Okay, guys, we got some more Endgame news, more Endgame things. Super excited, super ready. So, I'm gonna take my glasses off for this. So, a few days ago, I forgot to make a video about this because I was in Vegas, or not Vegas, probably in like Sedona or Phoenix. But yeah, they released the runtime for Endgame. It's 3 hours, 2 minutes. It's either 3 hours, 2 minutes, 3 hours, 3 minutes, but by a minute. I don't know, because a video said 3 hours, 3 minutes, and then I Googled it, it said 3 hours, 2 minutes, so either one works. It's a minute difference, But that's pretty crazy, having a movie. But it deserves to be 3 hours, 3 minutes. But what's crazy is we've barely seen things from the trailer. So this further confirms that if it's true and they're only showing stuff for the first 15 minutes, then that's 2 hours, 45 minutes you're going fresh in. Plus 2. So that's 2 hours, 47 minutes. Which means pretty much nothing much. You're pretty much going into blind, and that's kind of what I want. I think while I do want to see more things about it, this is a movie where I want to go in blind because this just will be life-changing, whether it's good or bad. So I can't really just put the needle at these different places. I just gotta go into it fresh. And the fact that that you've barely seen, we've seen, TV spots show nothing. The big game spot, 30 seconds of new footage, nothing really big. Then the 2 trailers, definitely not much shown. So out of all, this is probably going to be the biggest, the best kind of, not best, but the most hype kind of movie, the biggest blockbuster, and yet you're knowing the least going into it. I've seen movies where I'm going into it blind before, I'm not saying I haven't seen a movie blind. I'm saying at this large of a scale I haven't, and I think I will. And that's something that's good, is that they're able to market it while still allowing you to go in it blind. And that's something I love about, I think this marketing's been really good, as it can catch people's attention while not really spoiling anything. And you gotta give it up to Marvel. You gotta give it up to Marvel. But we are a month away. So that's something. It's a big milestone. It really is. A month away. When we were just talking about Infinity War. Infinity War came out a month and a year. So it's pretty crazy how you were just Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, yay, only a few years ago, and look where we are, a month away from the culmination of all 22 films up to this point. So that's pretty crazy. But some more news is that because it's a month away, they released posters of every Avengers. And now there's a new tagline, Avenge the Fallen. This, I don't really have a favorite. Avenge the Fallen and whatever it takes. I think maybe Avenge the Fallen because it just has so much hidden meaning in it. Avenge the Fallen, literally, they fell and turned to dust, and avenge is literally a direct reference to Avengers. While whatever it takes is definitely super, gives you chills. Avenge the Fallen, just it makes my brain, just my hair, how Spider-Man has spidey senses? I have movie senses. When something's gonna be epic, my hair just boops, and my hair booped. So that was kind of pretty crazy. A few reveals. Valkyrie is alive. I mean, I kind of thought that because she was an awesome character in Thor Ragnarok. They won't just kill her off. But this basically like confirms it, and it probably also confirms she's probably going to be in the movie, because they didn't tease Ant-Man, they didn't tease Hawkeye, and they didn't tease Valkyrie, only for them not to show up in the movie, so I definitely think they will. So that's for one thing. And then for another thing, Shuri is dust. I believe dust. I don't think she was killed. No. They would have had an appropriate death for Shuri. So confirmation she was dusted, because the whole time I just thought she wasn't dusted and she just like went missing. But now she's dusted. And then Wong is not dusted. So that's another thing. And then Pepper, of course, we kind of knew that from her leak photo. She's not dusted. Yeah, and that's interesting because I'm assuming everybody there. I don't know how much people on that poster has a big influence on the movie. I just know that they'll be in it. For one thing. So that's for one thing. And then they also had all the dusted Avengers and dead Avengers, including Loki. I think that's pretty interesting because, like, if you thought they would stay dead, that's interesting. Now, because at first I was like, they're not really going to bring back Loki, but now that he's on the poster, I don't know. Because think about it, if they truly reverse the snap, how far back are they going to? Are they going to the Battle of Wakanda? Or are they going back to a different time? Obviously, we've seen things from the Battle of New York. So if they're going back all the way that way then I'm just assuming that the MCU will change from there. And that's kind of why I feel like they're not going to really do any more films with the Avengers and stuff like that, because the MCU is going to change. The MCU is not going to stay the same. For all we know, maybe the whole MCU up to Avengers doesn't exist the way we know it. So that's why it's kind of like there's things that kind of lead you to say, because that's the big thing, is like, good thing they got the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. Because think about it, if they didn't, like, what would be their plan B? They don't have any backline, but now with the Fantastic Four and X-Men, they have a whole maybe like 100 plus more characters, villains that they can go off of if they really think it's not worth going back to the Avengers, which is totally fine. And then they had a featurette about like the cast just talking about the film. I mean, I definitely I'm definitely like I'm just gonna see. I definitely see their sadness, and everything they're talking about is depressed. I know they were definitely told that strict roles, and I think the big thing about this is how much of the movie is gonna be them as the Avengers all depressed, and how much of the movie is it gonna be all what's it called? Determined. Because I get maybe like Cap and Natasha will always be determined, but not every Avenger will be that determined to fix it. So there's probably going to be this moment where it clicks in their head. This spark of determination just lights up in their brain, and they kind of just realize this is the way to do it. That could be with Ant-Man, or it could be with Nebula and Tony. And that's the big thing, is like we don't really know. And we're not getting much. I think, yeah, and it definitely seems like they're heading in definitely a bleak direction, but then at the same time a kind of like a positive direction. That's the big thing, is that obviously we know we're going to start off with a bleak time, but the extent of the bleak is not the whole movie. That's the big thing, is like everything we've seen was bleak. Damn right. Teases of kind of like this new kind of determination. It's like bleak with determination voices in their head. That's kind of what it feels like. You're kind of like in an Avenger's head. You see what they see. You see the bleak time, but you hear in their head their determination to fix this. whatever it takes to avenge the fallen. So they connect. I think avenge the fallen is their goal. How do you avenge the fallen? You do whatever it takes. So they're connected. They're not really saying completely different things. Just because it says avenge the fallen doesn't mean it's a whole new concept and a whole new goal. They just connect. What are they doing? They're avenging the fallen. How do they do it? By doing whatever it takes. And I think whatever it takes is going to be huge, is because they're not leading up for 22 films only to be as simple as kill Thanos, do this, do that. That's happened in pretty much every other film is kind of like that. Where by killing the villain, you stop the bad guy, you won. I think the whole concept of Infinity Stones and dusting half the Earth is a concept that takes 3 hours and 3 minutes. Because if you wanted to cut it up in hour segments, an hour kind of just explaining the bleak time, kind of an hour of the Avengers trying and failing, and an hour of triumphant victory, finding a way, and it's kind of tackle a lot of different morals, a lot of coming back from a loss and building up strength. And the biggest thing is, because it's 3 hours and 3 minutes, they're probably not going to montage them building up strength. Probably not going to montage them try to fight and lose. They're not going to montage the bleakest hour. They're not going to do that. They're going to show it. And 3 hours and 3 minutes is definitely confirming that, because they wouldn't just make it 3 hours and 3 minutes. And just like 3 hours, 3 minutes of blah, blah, blah. No, they're going to take advantage of every minute on screen before the credits and after the credits. Meaning post-credit scenes, all that stuff, because they need to tease Phase 4, whatever form that takes us. There's some Spider-Man Far From Home news, and I'll talk about that next video. So, coming right at you. Whoop, whoop, whoop.